day, everyone. I am Angela M. Torremocha, and for today's video, I will discuss the basic functions of the nervous system, and afterwards, I will give a scenario or an example of a physical activity or a sports event that the basic functions of the nervous system are generated. But the first thing that I have to do is to define the basic functions of the nervous system in order for you to understand my given example afterwards. Okay? The first one is the sensation. The sensation is the first to transcribe in the nervous system when the body receives information about what happens outside or even inside the body that may affect homeostasis and eventually gives feedback. It is the stimulus that detects homeostasis changes as the nervous system's sensory function that includes touch, hear, sight, smell, and taste chemically and physically. The second one is the response. Response of what is perceived by the sensory structure based on the stimuli. The motor is directly initiated from the nervous system through a system linking the skeletal muscle or skeleton movement, which is voluntary, cardiac muscle or heart rate, and smooth muscle or digestion, as well as neural control or land activation that are involuntary. And the last one is the integration. Integration, the processing of information of stimuli received by the sensory organ carried to the nervous system, and there is a comparison from stimuli to other stimuli, present and past experience that lead to the generation of a specific motor or response. So now I will be showing you the scenario. So as we can see here, there are four men who are playing baseball, okay? So mo ni siya yung scenario. So a baseball is also a sports event. So the man who wear a green cap is the batter. So kani siya, mo ni siya yung batter. And the man who wear the blue cap is the pitcher. Of course, ang batter, mo na siya yung hold sa bat. And then ang pitcher, mo na siya yung hold sa ball and then will pitch the ball. So to hit a pitched ball is considered one of the hardest feats in sports. Of course, ang pinalisuran yun when we play a baseball, kaya ka nang iguna na to ang bola nga gikan sa pitcher. Kay lisod kaayo bitaw na siya i-timing. 'Di ba? So a batter has just milliseconds to figure out how fast the ball was thrown, where it will cross the plate or not, and if he'll swing or not, and how. So, siya, ang batter, when we play the baseball, kanang, daghan jud siya kayo bantayan. First is kanang iyang position, second, iyang pagunit sa bat, and also, kanang, pag-figure out sa kung giunsa sa pitcher pagtira sa bola. Like, iya ba nang iswing kadaghan, iya ba nang iswing or dili. So, daghan yun, bantayan ang kanisyang batter. So, generally, what's going on is that your visual parts of the brain, so as we can see here, in the batter, nakita ta sa yung eyes, di ba? Grabe siya kayo bututo. So, when we use the visual parts of the brain, is we use na atong sensation. Kaya nagamit naman ta sa atong mata. And atong mata is a sense organ na siya, di ba? Sa atong brain. So when we use our senses, especially atong mata, nag-use of sensation, which is a basic function of the brain. And figuring out whether this is a pitch to hit or not. And the nerves conduct impulses from sensory receptors to the brain and spinal cord. The data is then processed by way of integration of data, which occurs only in the brain. So after magamit na itong sensation, like kanang gigamit na itong kanang sense of sight, muna na siyang mo conduct na siyang impulses from sensory receptors to the brain, and then ang mga data or information nga nakita sa atong mata, i-process na siya into way of integration of data. It contains sensory receptor which help in processing changes in the internal and external environment. And by the time the batter has to decide what might be his strategy in hitting the ball. So muna na siya nga moment nga after we use our sensation, muna na ta maguna-huna na ta kung sa atong mga strategy or sa atong proseso nga atong buhaton in order for us nga makaigot ta sa bola. 'Di ba? Magamit na ta sa integration. The integration is kanang part nga naghuna-huna na ta or nag-decide na ta unsa atong buhaton. Very quick ra ta kay sa baseball kanang tanang mahitabo is very quick ra gyud. Kanang murag pamilok lang 1A ang bola ni nilupad na or ang bola wa nimo naigo. So dapat ang batter has kanang very clear in visual gyud, clear gyud ang iyang sight, and then kaybaw pud siya maguna-huna o mag-decide kung siyang buhaton. Aron afterwards they have to connect that to the motor parts of the brain. After na to i-process na ang mga data nga nakuha sa imong senses, and then gi-process na sa imong brain. Those are the parts of the brain that allow you to move. And when your visual processing says, this is a pitch I want to hit, it will then connect to the motor parts of the brain that allow you then swing the bat and hopefully make contact with the ball. So by the time nga imo nang maigo ang bola, muna na response sa imong brain. So muna na siya response. The moment na mahit na mong bola or the moment nga imo nang swing pag swing na nimo sa bat, din maigo na nimo ang bola, muna na response sa imong brain. So that's all for my discussion for today, and I hope na nakasabot lang mo sa mga basic functions sa brain and the given scenario and the given example. Okay? So that's all, and thank you for listening. Goodbye.